of Chainsaw Man? Are we good to go? That is the question. We certainly are good to go. So yes, I actually have Rita actually covered chapter 52 of Chainsaw Man, or the final chapter of the whole entire year of Chainsaw Man. Also, I have to change the angle of my microphone, so I thought myself, possibly, maybe this actually might look a little bit better than my previous angle. So yeah, I mean, on the previous chapter, it was weird. It was a very weird chapter, to actually say the least, because it kind of doesn't really allude to a lot of things that I don't think it's alluding to, but I'm kind of thinking it is at the same time. I mean, Denji's going to run away with Reze, and actually, I guess in a way, he kind of is doing said thing. But at the same time, it kind of alludes to the idea that possibly maybe they're dead, but I don't think they are at the same time. That's the thing. It's a bit weird, to say the least. So I'm just like, bruh, what is he trying to say they're dead or not? Are they dead? Are they alive? Is it all just a ruse? Is it a ruse cruise? That is the question. Also, kind of heard of this chapter actually is the chapter. So I'm actually gearing up for the I'm gearing up, boys. I'm gearing up. Is good old thingy dying today? Is Switch dying today? All right. Okay, so go live for chapter 52 of Chainsaw Man. Man, it's been a whole entire year, actually, to be honest. Since well, it hasn't been. It's been more than a whole entire year, but it's actually been an entire year in chapters. So I believe chapters 1 and 2 came out the exact same day. So anyway, let's actually begin chapter 52 and see what it's all about, boys. So, chapter 52, Lost Love Flower Chainsaw. It's a fairy tale Soviet mothers tell their kids when they scold them. At least we know Sensei's alive. That's a major thing as well, a major turning point in the whole entire narrative. Sensei's in fact alive. They tell them there's a secret room in the army's ammunition storage, filled with kids who don't have parents. The kids in there have no freedom. They can't even go outside. They're treated like objects, and their bodies are used in experiments until they die. It's supposed to only be a fairy tale until a newspaper ran a story on how the secret room really existed. An American journalist tracked down the truth. For a while, it was a talk of the town. They even published photos of the kids who were in there. It wasn't long until no one was talking about it anymore. The girl who tricked Denji is one of the kids from that room. Ew. I always hate that word. Jesus. It's that word always gets me. Shoulders. I can't actually say the word shoulders. Soldiers. They're soldiers. The Soviets created to serve their government. Well, at least it's actually nice of her, though. We weren't actually. I was getting up for disappointment that she wouldn't actually come, but she did actually arrive. Guinea pigs, you'd call them. 1108 Tsubasa Shinkansen bound for Yamagata will depart momentarily. Oh. Me too. A rat devil? Possibly, maybe. Oh shit! I like the country mouse too. That's where she was, boys. Wait a second, what? Bruh? Bruh, what? Who is she? A friend has his farm out in the country. Every fall I go visit and give them a little help with their work. Rats hide in the soil in the field that damage the crops, so before the ground can be covered by snow you have to exterminate them. You do it by digging into the soil and having dogs catch and kill them. And I couldn't tell you why, but I find watching that to be very calming. Come on, boy. Don't do this. Don't kill actually legitimately best girl. Or possibly maybe best girl. We have no idea. Alright. That's why I like the country mouse. Bruh! Really? Why didn't I kill you the first time we met? Denji, the truth is, I never had gone to school either. Bruh! I told you to come with Aki. You didn't want to make Aki kill a girl. You're kind. I'm an angel after all. That's a major F in the chat, boys. We lost best girl. I can't believe it. Tell me, is the city a good place? Denji, I need to close now. Face it, she was out of your league. You lived in separate worlds. You met a girl who was right for you. You'll meet a girl who's right for you eventually. Power. Puh? I'm back. I followed your scent here. What a puny place. Gah. What's with these flowers? These should suit me perfectly. Gimme. Hey, don't eat them. Those are mine, thief. Man! Bruh, why though? That doesn't answer any questions. It just raises more questions. We have no answers. We have no idea what's going on. We have no idea who Makima is at this point. I guess... I don't know. It's weird. It's weird, bruh. It's weird. So is technically Makima the Grim Reaper now at this point in the whole entire manga? Yeah, she literally just gets a new power every single week. You're just kind of like, what does this mean? What does this actually mean towards the whole entire thing? Who is she? It just kind of there's no concrete evidence to understand what Makima is and who she is, because it just kind of it always contradicts itself like every single 5 seconds. Like, wait a second, I might know who she is. Yeah, the mouse story does come back, and actually, I guess it kind of becomes full circle because she gets embellished. Is the word embellished in mouses? Mice. So I guess it kind of comes full circle in a way, but at the same time, it's just like, could you? I guess in theory, when you think about it, the situation with Aki must have changed the Angel Devil as well, to be honest, because it was like I maintain there must have been a change in his character because he did in theory see that person as well, so possibly maybe that might have just kind of jogged him to actually kind of change his ways, maybe, because originally, as you say, he was a devil primarily and then an angel second. So I guess that does in theory change his character as well. But it doesn't change the fact of what this whole entire thing does in theory mean. Because... let's have a quick look again. Yeah, there's probably a painting out there. There's probably a painting very much that's actually kind of exactly the same as that pose. It is kind of very biblical. So see, the problem is what I'm kind of gearing up towards is the fact that possibly maybe Makima is actually the Grim Reaper, as well. That could in theory be a Isn't it a Jesus painting actually? I might be wrong, but I swear there's a Jesus painting quite like that. Or was it? Is it a Caravaggio painting? I can't remember. It's one of the, it's someone. I vividly remember seeing a painting that's very similar to this. But yeah, poor dude. It was depressing because he actually was gonna run away. But can he actually face anyone at this point? That's the problem. I guess since he was kind of he was very calm towards power, granted saying two chapters ago that he basically hates everyone because they try to kill him. But now he's kind of like, eh. So that's the thing. I just don't. I kind of confuse what the whole thing with Denji actually is, what he's actually trying to do, and what it doesn't very mean. Because at the same time, I'm kind of maintaining that Makima might in theory kind of if we kind of go by the whole dead theory, which I don't think is actually kind of very concrete at this point, I have no idea, because it always constantly contradicts itself every single 5 seconds. You're kind of like, are they dead? Are they not? Who knows? But you could, in theory, if you go by the dead theory, you could in theory interpret Makima's character to be Grim Reaper, because she does in theory possess that Grim Reaper aesthetic in a way, unless it's coming in the very last second that she kind of take out a person who was basically near death. Because theoretically speaking, if you look at the events of the previous chapter, if you interpret the fact that actually she was dead, it doesn't really make sense that she's coming for her to actually kind of end her life because she's basically meant to be dead. I don't know. That's it. Kind of makes a lot more sense because of the whole, if we go by the biblical posing that you actually basically just said as well. Yeah, that is kind of weird. It's just kind of that could in theory be true actually. Because she doesn't really seem way too different than her usual power. I mean, she did in theory kind of come in like she does normally, but at the same time, the way that she did come in as well, it's kind of a bit weird. Like she doesn't act like she normally does. I mean, yeah, it's cute power, but at the same time, it's not power. Power's meant to like burst into the door, break it down, and be like, "Yo, I'm power," rather than blushing like that. It's a weird situation. So I'm guessing, yeah, she might have just brainwashed her. But at the same time, it's what's Maku's end goal? What's she trying to do with Denji? What's the outcome that she's gonna get with Denji? That's the problem. Unless we go by the whole entire idea that she actually doesn't really just want his heart, and actually that's what they so desperately need. That's what she's gonna get in the end. I don't know whether or not she'll kind of just, because we know that Denji's kind of very easily persuaded, because the event after the entire thing with Reze kind of proved it, that when she goes, "I did actually like you," and he goes, "Wait, you did?" Like, actually, he's basically about to change at that very one point. So I guess you could interpret the fact that he's very easily kind of led forward. The only way I can actually kind of see this, the only reason I can see why she escalates problems so much is because I think she knew it's going to happen. I think she had some kind of idea that Denji might in theory run off with the first person he actually doesn't really meet. So what she wanted to do was wait for the perfect time, which was basically at the point in which he doesn't really fall in love, I guess, with her, and then at the same time kind of just takes her out. And he actually leaves him heartbroken, which then actually allows someone to actually kind of go in there and kind of mend his heart. And who could do it? Not Reze. Who could do it? Makima. Makima mend his heart, and actually at that point she gets his heart. That's what she wants, isn't it? So I guess that's kind of what the whole entire thing is. And that's she kind of wants to escalate. She's escalating a problem to the point that it can actually get to that moment, actually, then she can kind of swoop in, actually kind of get what she wants. But at the same time, it's what the end goal for Makima's character actually truly is as well. What the whole entire thing is leading towards. And whether or not Denji will in theory be swayed so much as well, because Denji's basically saying, look, I don't care about anyone in this world anymore. But this whole entire scene kind of makes you wonder, are you actually telling the truth, or are you basically just trying to say it for the sake of saying it? I'm not too sure, but it's a bit of a weird kind of juxtaposition between what he was saying originally versus what's happening right now. But I don't know. But I kind of maintain that, yeah, Makin will probably swoop in, probably, like, mend his heart somehow. Denji be easily swaying him because he's actually kind of like that. And actually then we're back to basically to square one, essentially. But that's what Denji's like. That's the problem. Denji's basically like, as a character. He's never gonna change. That's the problem. That's the problem with Denji's character. He's always going to be like that, and he always will be stuck like that. I might be wrong. It might in theory be that he leaves, and actually he just kind of starts his own thing, or there might in theory be a kind of a Unless the other thing to note is that maybe Makima brings Reze over to where Denji is and basically says, look who it is, and actually then kills her in front of her, and actually goes, why did you need her? You had me. And then who knows what happens then? He actually might be so like broken that he just has no other way to kind of work, and then joins Makima again. I don't know, because him saying things versus him doing things are two very different things. I just don't know whether or not they actually kind of compute together with him as well. That's the problem with Denji's character. He's a very kind of flawed human being in that way. But again, there's also that whole entire perspective that you actually can interpret that possibly maybe Makima was actually kind of a very Grim Reaper-esque character, because is there a shot that actually kind of makes it seem like it? I mean, the angel, the devil as well. Don't forget there was a whole entire motif a lot of the time during this arc, so I'm guessing possibly that maybe that is what they're trying to go for. The idea of both actually kind of meeting, and then actually the devil take out the angel in a way. Does seem likely, but again, at the same time, she's got a very kind of Grim Reaper kind of like motif now. I still maintain the Makima we knew is gone, and she's a completely different Makima than beforehand. It's also what I'm kind of going for, because she doesn't really seem like the original Makima. She kind of seems a bit more, but then again, as I say, a bit more manipulative, but at the same time, we have no idea whether or not the original Makima was actually manipulative as well. But it's the problem, we don't really know. There's not a concrete answer to anything this whole entire manga at this point. It's just very much like, here's a bunch of things, bro, and you're kind of like, bruh, but what, where, who, what? What's happening here? That's also kind of the thing as well. But I kind of maintain there is good intentions in Reze's character. We actually kind of know her past as well. At least now we actually do know where she came from as well. So it kind of makes it a bit more kind of like, damn it, why did I have to kill her off at this point as well? But I guess we kind of knew that Sensei's alive now, at least. Sensei's actually kind of survived somehow, because he was MIA'd for like, what, a good 3 months at this point? So at least he's actually alive. But yeah, I don't know. That's the problem. I don't know how else this manga actually can fully develop at this point. It's going places, but the places it's going towards, I'm just like, where? What? Who? It's just like, it raises a load more questions. I don't think it's a bad idea, but it's kind of like, you're just kind of stuck there wondering, okay, so if that's happening at this point, what's going to happen later? What does this all in theory mean towards the overall kind of outcome? What is the outcome? That's the thing as well. Because we know there's a door that shouldn't be open, so I'm guessing that's also kind of a massive thing that might in theory come later on, I guess. I hope. So we don't know, but yeah. That was a chapter in a nutshell, really. That was chapter 52 of Chainsaw Man. Very much a bruh kind of chapter. Not a bro chapter, it's very much a bra chapter. Makima's kind of very much like, Makima, who the hell are you? What's the DDO here, bruh? What was going on? I don't know. We lost Reze, we lost Best Girl at this point as well. We lost 2 Best Girls as well. Extra bra indeed. A very extra bra. We lost 2 Best Girls. We lost Himeno and Reze. So basically, in layman's terms, if I say a girl is Best Girl, they're basically going to die in a manga at this point. So I might just be kind of reclusive for the rest of this whole entire manga when I say a character's actually good, because they always end up dead. So yeah, I mean, to wait until January 6th now until we find out what happens next. So yeah, that is Chainsaw Man it's a Chainsaw Man of 2019 basically, in a nutshell. So yeah, I've indeed been the driver. Actually have enjoyed this whole entire stream as a whole on YouTube, on Twitch, and doing free. Leave a follow on Twitch, because indeed does something quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what I do here on YouTube, actually want to leave a like, then do leave a like, because indeed does something quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what I do here on YouTube, actually a bit longer, then do indeed leave a sub on YouTube, because indeed does something quite a bit. If you have enjoyed what I do here, and you want to stay a bit longer, then do free. Leave a follow on Twitter, or join Discord as well. Both will tell you when these streams are live, streams I do as well. But until next time, some more Chainsaw Man in 2020. See you guys then. Bye for now.